running out for the planet Earth. Terror, violent hatred.
Hungrier than a fat burger, feeding off them tracks that I have to murder. Show no courtesy verbally. I look at the mic as a burner. When I murk MC's industry figures have to merger. What's a bum bum? Understand it, dudes panic where the bullet hit. The whack lyrics was targeted, beats produced by Ski Whip. Standard procedure is poison these fetuses, make it hot and feverish. Who started this ish? Y'all feelings asleep and narcoleptic marketing that garbage mixed with sodium bicarbonates. I'm the pharmacist with the recipe, dumping chunks of funkadelic on the parliament. Paper chasing me now, that's a funky following. Spitting iron bars you keep swallowing. No tolerance for the bullish, man, I'm what the problem is. Victims be tripping like acid when I'm blotting them, swatting them like flies and put shots in them. Stick a needle in their arm just to prove a point. I'm the apocalypse. Bam is not the average, my flows got more patterns than bandanas do damage, and my control victims with words like religious pamphlets. I take your sandwich and famish your whole planet, smoking on volcanic while I'm swinging from my hammock. Stickers don't understand it, I'm doper than opium, funky Ethiopian, blowing up beats like plutonium, causing pandemonium, slapping your cronium. Keep it real with all my Nickelodeons, my niggas. Poison in my penmanship, don't lose my temper with, just spit them off slow with that over-counter medicine, pumping degenerates. I'm on the premises, I'm placing emphasis, I do it effortless. You moaning like a feminist, no secret messages, just keep spitting that venomous. I'm putting weight on it like a fat elephant, coming through with the elements. What's the use of an exodus if your efforts are directionless? Look what my weapon is, you never this. I'm the apocalypse. I'm the apocalypse. I'm the apocalypse. I'm the apocalypse. I'm the apocalypse.
Don't care whatever bad man bring, mega boss. When I push that swing, top of the level, just call me a king, mega hustler. When I move sideways, these streets are big enough these days, like Frankie. Yeah, I did it my way. Yeah, I did it my way. Shake it up, that's right. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up, that's right. I'm trying to catch the vibe, catch the vibe, catch the vibe. I'm trying to catch the vibe, catch the vibe, catch the vibe. I'm trying to catch the vibe, catch the vibe, catch the vibe.
ESL Challenger is brought to you in part by Intel, Acer Predator, DHL, Qiddiya, Monster Energy, 1xBet, and White Market.
Welcome back to ESL Challenger at DreamHack Melbourne. It's a beautiful Saturday evening for some Counter-Strike. We've got lots of friends as well. Welcome back, everybody. It's nice to see you're still sticking around. Love the Tyloo jersey, big fan. Shout outs to my bro. We've got a Mouse fan in here as well. A couple of Greyhounds. What else have we got? Row F, Hasbullah.
Fnatic.
Everyone's here. You know, it's great. It's great. We're having a good night. Though, the only thing is, I don't know if it's going to be lasting much longer. I mean, Party Astronauts, they're just not up to scratch against Aurora at the moment, are they, Pilski? So we need to see them do a little bit more work, and hopefully they can get us to a map 3.
Yeah, I'm hoping so, but look, looking at the last result on Overpass doesn't fill you with a whole lot of confidence.
No, sir.
So, look, despite the fact that they've been dominant domestically on this map, that this is a comfort map for them, it just really doesn't seem like they're matching up well versus Aurora at all.
Yeah, Aurora look comfortable as well, right? We walked past them in the tunnel. They are pretty chip up, pretty happy, having a good time. So they'll be rolling pretty hot into Overpass, I dare say. And obviously, you know, it's kind of good for them to just try and get this one over pretty quickly, given that there's going to be a big day ahead tomorrow, right? Every team that makes it into that final is going to have to play 2 best-of-3s, so back-to-back potentially for a couple. And we go into Overpass. So a good night's sleep tonight could go a long way, that's all I'm saying. Which is maybe something for you guys in the crowd to take heed in as well, although I'm imagining that that advice may not be ringing too true for you guys. But pistol rounds out. Aurora going to be on the T side here, making a bit of noise as Deco, and Wolfie more than happy to take his head off.
That was about as free as opening picks get. Wolfie, though, immediately dealt with by Result. Aurora making their way up connector, but they're not ready for this flank on long that has actually been able to find party control. 60 as well as Ben Lee playing ping pong off of each other inside the bathrooms. Bomb drop now in an awkward situation to navigate for the T's.
Yes, indeed. They've got the B bomb site, but they don't really have much beyond that. Now, this return through connector up the ladder is going to be something that 60 will look to shut down, and he's going to do a good job of that. Knife out, not what you want, but still gets the job done. And Lackey, well, he's got a job here as well, but another pistol round by the looks of things for Party Astronauts. Didn't really help them too much on Inferno.
Awkward duel versus Rush. Hands him a handful of body shots, but that's Chop to finish it off. Good pistol for Party Astronauts. And 60 almost losing his headset, but not losing his head that round at all. Right from the get-go, I mean, Party Astronauts put themselves in a good position. Aggression straight up long and straight up the guts in towards Party, and Fountainside gets them that opening pick, and from there they were everywhere on the map, Jordan. You know, right from the get-go when they're pushing that deep straight up the map.
60's pumped.
Yeah, I mean, you would be, and you really need to just get that going early and get that momentum rolling, because, you know, there's nothing more demoralizing than getting 13-3'd in the fashion that they did. That was 12 rounds consecutively for Aurora on Inferno.
Aurora going to try and take that momentum right back with a force buy into this round. They're not messing around. They know Party Astronauts are feeling good after that pistol, and if they can pick up a force buy of their own, then it's almost worse. It's almost worse winning the pistol. I think it is worse, actually, winning the pistol and then losing the second round.
Here's the thing, though. I mean, these pistols can find it difficult to make their way through this part of the map specifically. There's so many opportunities for the rifles to bully the range advantage. That smoke going to block off one of those info lines and deny one of those opportunities. And there's still 2 belts of util here for the site exit for Aurora. The question is just how cleanly can they make it through the map? Because that's what they need to do.
Wolfie is a smoke criminal at the moment. Oh, and he's going to get away with it too. That's very nice. Double kill for the MP9. 60 in there as well, although he's been binked and now run down. Starting to see some cracks showing for Party Astronauts in this round, particularly with that M4 now picked up by Norway. He can take some pretty nice long-range duels against the MP9, maybe make something happen.
Short B taken in the meanwhile from Party Astronauts. They're remaining active, flanking up connector. So this round on a bit of a timer, Ben Lee going to try to tuck himself in towards that site.
Only 19 seconds left here for Aurora as well, so talk about a timer. That is one. That Molotov is going to spread nicely onto Ben Lee. It'll force him out, but he'll get behind Dice. Smoke covering the progression from Aurora, but they've got to find a way to get that bomb plant down, and it's Deco holding with the Deagle. And not really much of a chance. Oh, he's got a good shot in, but he's just not got the time to do anything, and he'll in fact die after time. So it was nice for a second, but there's just not enough there for Aurora.
Still lost a lot of guns, so took a lot of damage, Party Astronauts, despite the fantastic start. They were in a 4-on-2, and it still gets expensive. And those are the kind of things that don't fill you with a lot of confidence. It's similar to the storyline that we were making for Rooster. You know, at the end of the day, they're just not winning these rounds cleanly enough to set themselves up a good foundation.
You can see that Aurora have been incentivized to put a little bit into this round. You know, they've got Deagles across the board, Tech 9 in there as well, so they want to try to keep that damage up.
Yeah. get 2 or 3 more kills. Especially if they can take the AWP away from Party Astronauts, that'd be fantastic. Very limited util in this round. Rush taking a peek towards Connector, but it doesn't really seem like he wants to stick around for longer than he should. Oh, the re-peek there when he's already copped 2 Deagle shots is not ideal. That's going to be an M4 handed to Result.
He's got himself another one. He's putting together a pretty good start to overpass.
Lucky is deep up short B. Good shot from 60. Taking more Deagles out of the equation. On to Kenzie and Lucky to see if they can hand out any haircuts and take a gun or 2 more away from Party Astronauts.
Yeah, it is a bit of a different situation than when they last matched up. Party Astronauts started on the T side, got their 3 rounds on the T side, and then didn't really get to have a CT side, so may not have necessarily been a perfect representation of what they can bring to the table on overpass. They also lost their CT pistol in that last matchup as well. So this is a much better, obviously much better start, definitely, for Party Astronauts. But even outside of that, they get to play out their full CT side. It's a better situation to be in. Maybe we'll just reserve our judgment until we get to see Aurora kind of get rolling on this T side a little bit. But yeah, Party Astronauts still keeping their head above water at the moment.
Deco's got the scout out because he died after time earlier on. Mollies to contest early on have been put out by Aurora and Lucky, as well as Deco stepping into that space. Deep up short B, Lucky aggressing a little bit. Jump spot from Ben Lee. Trying to spot him out, trying to tickle him with the HE nade pressure. HE nade to the close monster position. He's going to dunk onto Chop. Barely walked away from that one.
Yeah, we're going to ferry that M4 back across to the healthier player.
Yeah, and they've given Chop the full utility so that he can play that rotator role and be able to, you know, offer util to whichever side needs it now. On his low HP, still be useful to the team. Aggression into bathrooms on the timing, but Kenzie could make their life difficult in the meanwhile, though they're bouncing straight into the B side. No util at all. Just a wide swing from Lucky, traded barely by Rush. Does a lot of damage to Result, but this is problems for Party Astronauts.
Just way too much space given to Aurora for absolutely nothing. They crept so far up Monster without being spotted. Caught Party Astronauts, the B players at least, off guard. Now there's a world actually where Aurora can hunt this AWP down. I can see holding on to long.
I mean, they don't have the money to do it right now. Throwing away extra rifles. I don't even know if they know the AWP's in play, to be honest. I think they'll be quite happy to let the CTs just hold on to these 2 guns, and they just want to build up their economy right now. Keep 4 rifles alive so that they can just keep this T side rolling. No incentive to hunt, really, I think, for Aurora, and sensibly they're just going to fall back across the map, and nice little first round for them.
Terrorists win.
Well, first gun round was pretty solid for Aurora, it has to be said. If that's the way the rest of the half is going to go, it's not going to be a fun one. It's not going to be a party for the Astronauts, it'll be a funeral. 3-1 the score though, and Party Astronauts still have enough money to put something together. But 1900 loss bonus isn't going to give them a lot to work with in the next round if they lose here.
Kill pressure from 60. Over on that A side of the map. Tower boost up in heaven with the door blown open. They're trying to isolate any kind of player working towards Connector, and that actually isn't present this round for Aurora. It's literally just a 4-1. Util pressure on the B side of the map. Lucky making Party Astronauts concerned about the B lurk. Here's the second wave of util. Aurora denying info to the CT side over towards that A side of the map on bathrooms and taking some long control.
not be, really throwing anything too crazy in the mix just yet. That nade is a pretty nice one. 60 playing close with the MP9. You got Rush there as well, doubled up. Not really a position you'd always expect two players with an MP9, so this could work out for Party Astronauts, but util coverage is good from Aurora. That said, the MP9's putting in some work. Rush again, close ankle, almost gets Deco as well. Wolfie here, waiting patiently, gives away his position, and Lackey for an easy kill eventually. Will put it into the 2-on-1. Chop has to try to rotate back up. He's been heard surely. Smoke will fade. Crowd thinks it's winnable, but does Chop? Where's he going to go? I mean, he has to hard check this corner. Deco's low, avoids the spam through the wall, but not the headshot. Issue is he still has to find Lackey, and he's got absolutely no idea where he could be. And he's making a lot of noise as well, so Lackey will be more than happy to just play the timer, creep around Dice, and execute him. And that will be Aurora for their second on the T side.
Yeah, perfectly played. So many post-plant positions you can play with that open plant, but being able to dance around the box like that, really, really well worked. The MP9's got a lot of value, honestly, Rush and 60, but it's the rest of the round that falls apart from Party Astronauts, and now they've been reset economically on this CT side. Back to square one again, and it's a similar story, Jordan. We've started 3-1. Money's been broken. Now Aurora will build up their T side economy, and this might just be the start of another huge streak of rounds from the Russian side.
Yeah, you'd have to say so. P255-7, all that Party Astronauts have come into this round with in terms of an upgrade, and Lackey might have a little bit of a farm ahead of him here. They will line up nicely. Shot from Ben Lee gets the headshot, but again with the USP it's just not going to be enough. There's no stopping power for Party Astronauts. That is an easy third on the behalf of Aurora as they ease their way into the map and slowly start to get going. That's just the worst, isn't it? You've ruined your shoe and you don't get anything out of it.
Sounded like it was successful.
Yeah, Party Astronauts are going to get right back into the swing of things though with a buy, and similar approach. Door blown open. Ben Lee this time going to be looking over the top with the M4.
Yeah.
And again, same from Aurora. Not really interested in connector early in the round. A bit more progress toward A long.
Yeah, Party Astronauts may be anticipating a B play, leaning quite heavily towards B early on. But all of this utility being heard by 60, who's calling the rotation back up across. Rush going to join him on this A site. Re-smoking Monster Tunnel for the time being, just further reinforcing that B site. Chop goes looking for info towards Monster. As that Monster smoke comes in, really starting to rejig the rotates now. All move over to that A side of the map. Chop and Ben Lee going to play in tandem to lock down B. Aggression over towards Divider behind this smoke thrown by the CTs. Now AWP will now play the pivot.
Yeah, I'd like to see Wolfie get a little bit active. As an AWP on the CT side of Overpass, you can really take the game away. He has that opportunity, but it's actually going to be the riflers that get aggressive this time around, and it's quite a bit of info for Party Astronauts, so there's nothing happening on the top side, so Aurora are going to pick the pace up into B and see if they can find a timing. It hasn't worked out. Lackey's been taken down, and Aurora are wondering, where do we go from here? Pop flash over the top. Norway is set up for success, but he doesn't find it. It's ultimately come down to the trade frag from Result, and that's really all that Aurora is going to get out of this round.
That was probably the best round we've seen from Party Astronauts today.
I would say so.
Started out with the 4B approach, just 60 playing retake. They really started to rejig the rotates in the mid-round and aggressing over towards bathrooms. They were very fluid on the CT side there. They read Aurora very well. As soon as they pivot back towards connector, they go and look for info towards A. And then enough util left over on that B site to be able to make sure that it's impossible to come out Monster for Aurora. And that's thanks to the supportive smokes thrown by those A players in the rotates, like Rush throwing a Monster smoke so that the B players can hold on to extra util. That's exactly what you want to be seeing. Bit of a different approach this time for Aurora. Working. Early pick over towards Monster, finds Chop off the bat. That's not ideal for Party Astronauts.
Oh, Sixty's going to try and get active here by the looks of things, and it's a good thing he has done so. 4 on 5 wouldn't have been fun, but he's been able to bring it back.
I mean, it's risky. It's self-sufficient play, aggression into the middle of the map, and Party Astronauts continue to play fluid, continue to play with confidence and try to take the game into their own hands. It's far too many maps against Aurora where they're just letting the Russian side do what they want, execute on them. Now Party Astronauts are starting to punch back a little bit. It's looking more promising.
The proactivity from Party Astronauts has been a welcome change, and it's worked out a couple of rounds in a row. Now Aurora, that flash onto Wolfie is so good. It's an easy kill for Kenzie, who gets another onto Sixty, and for all the good work that you put in earlier on in the round, Aurora still just kind of waltz their way into the A bomb site, find a 2-on-3 post plan, and say, thank you very much for the round.
Yeah, they just look so comfortable, make it look so easy. Very simple pieces of util, but Aurora are so snappy. They're playing obviously at quite a high level in Europe right now, in the Tier 2 scene. Getting some fantastic practice playing against some high quality teams, and you can see all of those reps just allows them to make decisions so quickly. After the initial kind of kills have come across the round, just being able to, you know, mid to late round into that A site with simple pieces of utility and hit the timing really crisply. Not only able to catch Wolfie full blind and hunt him down, but also anticipating that there's going to be a player over towards long and clearing him out that easily.
This is how that opening kill happened.
Beautiful from Norway. But this is what I'm talking about. Flash from Kenzie, and then the foresight to be like, oh, the site's open, let's go and re-clear long. We know that Sixty was aggressive earlier in the round, was the player to go and take that dueling connector. So it's very likely that if he's not aggressed bathrooms, he's going to be aggressed up long. You know, it's just the meta way of playing CT side overpass. You need to have something that's not the side.
Not looking good economically for Party Astronauts either. They've had to go down to a bit of a half buy here. Scout MP9 coming out. I mean, Chop's just USP, armorless USP, so a couple of safe guns are going to have to be put to good use, and Rush is involved in the round early, but Aurora have dug themselves out of numbers deficits before. Lucky. Get careful here. This has actually gone horribly wrong for Aurora. Maybe a bit too individualistic around the map, trying to take some solo fights, and they've been punished for it.
Looks like Deco's dropped out as well.
Well, I mean, I think maybe not the worst time for it to happen, I guess, because that round was really not looking very good anyway.
Yeah, but he can't even save the ult now.
That's true, I know. I mean, there's no good time for it to happen, of course, but it just is what it is at the moment. You know, we've seen it in far more difficult circumstances.
That's a bit of a lifeline for Party Astronauts, though. They should be aware of where they got all of these kills, and they're going to want to try to get these guns if they can manage it. Chop goes down, but look, he only had a USP, really. Or we just trying to make this expensive.
Oh. All right, well, no real damage done, actually, for Aurora.
So look, we might need a short tech pause, but I'm not sure. I think I saw Deco hop back in the server just then. So if there is one, it shouldn't be too long.
He might just want to make sure everything's all good.
Yeah, for sure.
Can anyone explain to me what that gesture is meant to be? I don't...
It's cracking pepper, Jordan. You never gone to like an Italian restaurant and, you know, you get a nice pasta dish and the waiter comes over and goes, would you like cracked pepper?
Oh!
That's what that is. Obviously, everyone knows that.
I did not know that. Get a little bit of a highlights package here from how the half has played out. It's been quite back and forth, which, you know, you might be looking at that and saying, okay, Party Astronauts, they're getting some rounds. That's better than Inferno, but the fact of the matter is they are still on CT side of Overpass, so it's not really acceptable to be within a stone's throw of the T's rounds.
It's at least a more competitive game, and we're at least seeing some of the strengths from the players on Party Astronauts shine a little bit more. You know, we see these guys play in the NA scene, you know, domestically they're able to take down some promising teams, you know, like they're taking down the Nouns fellas. There's obviously M80 who have been kicking around there, who I'm sure they played against a fair bit as well. And they've been doing well recently. So, you know, Ben Leet was kind of talking about it a little bit in the short little interviews that we've got with them, that, you know, NA has been a dying region, but might be in a bit of recovery. And we're seeing some success from some North American teams lately. And I'm hoping that that's going to really give a bit of a boost to some of the teams that sit in the subtop of North America. And Sixy, I can, you know, despite the fact that the last couple of games against Aurora have not gone particularly well, this has been a pretty good game of Overpass from him, and a lot of it self-sufficiently as well. Overpass is a map. Oh, hello. That's
Ruin
a
it.
familiar face.
Ruin his head.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely dominate it.
Get him. You have my permission. You don't need his permission.
All
You
right.
have my permission.
Yes.
Yeah. Beautiful.
That's about the best his haircut's ever looked, actually.
Yeah, 100%. Oh, baited.
Come on.
You got it wrong.
Oh! Well done. What else have we got up our sleeves, guys? What's it going to be? Oh. Who wants to do it?
Oh, beautiful. Well done. Go! Mutual head rubbing, you know.
It's the best fun you can have at DreamHack. Ooh. And he gets a head rub on the way out. Couldn't really ask for a better day.
That was like a head rub kiss combo.
1-2 punch. Timeout now we get from Aurora.
Just trying to reset. I think, you know, obviously the coach can be someone to kind of get everyone back on the same page and, you know, reset from tilt. Obviously, they did kind of go up against some rough circumstances there. Not only were they kind of getting ecoed and beat with some hero rifles, but also they have someone crash. That's something that can really start to tilt a team pretty quickly, despite the fact they've been very dominant so far. Guys,
What is going on there?
we've forgotten something very important. We've forgotten something very important.
I'm so confused. What? How is it even there?
Just reach out and get it, guys. It's not that far away.
Did someone buy it? Someone had to have bought it.
Who's got long arms? You got long arms, Jordan.
I do.
Just get it.
How have they not noticed?
I don't really know, but we're going to have to forget about that. 1 for 1. Start things off. Over on connector side. Aurora still pretty split approach from all of the boys here. Kenzie waiting for some long A aggression. Aurora working in the middle of the map in tandem. Flash over the top offered by Lackey and received to get that short B control. Flash in response though is better from Ben Lee to set up Rush for success.
Now, you know what might have made a difference in this round? An AWP.
An AWP. They couldn't possibly afford one of those.
Great work from the observing team as well, by the way. J-Raz and Viridian, give a shout out. Love that from you boys.
Viridian's a big fan of an AWP. I've seen that a couple times.
Yeah, this round just didn't really amount to a whole lot for Aurora. The thing is, at least, like, they've kind of got their money in line, so next round they'll have a good crack at it, but maybe some damage can be done. 60, well, he looks to have got that one settled pretty nicely in the end, and unfortunately, the AWP will remain untouched.
Party Astronauts starting to build some confidence, and I think, you know, we talk about the fact that they've been dominant on this map domestically. They've been looking pretty good on it. Yes, they got handed a bit of a slapping by Aurora in that initial game, but they mentioned it in the interview. They felt like that game didn't go well for them. A few unfortunate circumstances, getting ecoed and, you know, having a crash. This time it's kind of gone in their favor. Maybe a bit of karma coming back around. And they're starting to kind of step up a little bit individually. Some of the riflers are looking good. The aggression timings have been great. Speaking of aggression timings, deep into short B. Flash as well. This is a set play by Party Astronauts to aggress the B side of the map. They wanted to try to assist Sixy. HE nade opening up the door. And a lot of damage done by Chop there, including a big to boot on the fadeaway. But this is not the only thing that's going on for Aurora. They push Party Astronauts out of short B. This long A fight could be a bit of a difference maker though. Ben Lee. Here's all of the steps from Kenzie here, who is really going for a bit of a jump spot at the moment.
Ben leads on an adventure, and his timing is not looking too shabby at the moment. Lackey also into the B bomb site with that Galil. Just makes short work of Wolfie, but this will be the push that can potentially win the round for Party Astronauts. Ben Leeds about to get behind 3 of the Aurora members, and they've got no idea. Deco's tossing all the util. He'll go down early. Kenzie wraps it up nicely. It amounts to nothing for Party Astronauts. And it's just on to Rush.
There's been a handful of rounds like that that had some potential. Money is pretty good for the CT side. There's no reason for Rush not to go for this. Smoked off a bank, tries to creep through, but Kenzie denies. Another round for Aurora here.
Yeah,
and you mentioned it, despite like not great circumstances, they're still getting the job done on T side.
Yeah, it's a pretty good T half. Like, you'll take it. 5 rounds now, chance at a 6th. You really only need like 3 or 4 on overpass at the moment. At least the money's there for Party Astronauts to have a solid crack in this last round, and you desperately want the 7th. Definitely they're teetering on the precipice of a 0-2 loss here if they end up at a 6-6 half.
Let's see if they can get it. Last round of the half here. MP9 out for Ben Lee, but outside of that, looking pretty good for Party Astronauts. They've got an AWP. Aurora couldn't afford one. Going to be a bit more of a emphasis towards connector. And on the middle of the map here, no, that's not ideal. This is the round where he needed to be able to see into connector. That could have actually been an opening pick.
Coulda, shoulda, woulda, but didn't. Gonna try... They were gonna try another boost, but it's all good.
Lackey's got into short B here. Connector's been cleared out by Aurora. We're not too active on the A side of the map. Sixy just jump spotting long A. But the flash went over long a second after he left, so he's not sure if that part of the map is empty. Here's the util set thrown by Kenzie. Smoke onto bathrooms, molly onto divider. So Aurora have done a really good job clearing map control and denying the CT's information. Let's see how Party Astronauts respond. Once again, in the mid to late round, they tend to really want to aggress short A and pivot a bit more towards the A side of the map, just leaving that monster setup to try to defend B. Choppers, once again, got some pretty good util.
Smokes into front of A, but Sixty's well past it, so it's not really going to amount to too much for Aurora. Lackey out through the monster tunnel is unable to really manage a whole lot either, so this round is just starting to fall apart for Aurora.
But how many times have we seen them just, 3-on-5 come into this A site, hit a couple of crisp entries and get the round done regardless?
It's true, the 3 Musketeers, they're going to give it a crack, and that one connects nicely from Deco. Kenzie as well, it's exactly as you said, Pilski. Wolfie, unable to land the shot as well, keeps things a bit awkward for Party Astronauts at a player deficit now for Aurora, but for how long as Norway, he picks the pace up. It's Deco into bank. Are they aware of his position? It seems as though Rush is, and that will be that at the very least. Party Astronauts, they'll get the defuse there on the bomb, and at the end of the half, it is going to be, albeit quite a slow defuse, a 7-5 scoreline. So they've got something to play with on map 2.
I try to quit a million times, but it takes me high, like you're so divine. You give me everything, don't know what's happening. I need you like medicine, you're my everything, everything. And when I think about us, sweet lullabies, I wanna keep this moment here forever, no goodbyes. And when I think about us, sweet lullabies, I wanna keep this moment here forever, no goodbyes. You're on my mind. I try to quit a million times, but it takes me I need you like medicine. You're my everything, everything. And when I think about us, sweet lullabies, I wanna keep this.
Bit of work being done in that first half from both teams. It's not too bad from Party Astronauts. A little bit closer this time around, but has to be said, I think in the grand scheme of things, Aurora will still be pretty happy to have had 5 rounds on the T side of Overpass in a good position to try to lock this one down 2-0.
Yeah, I think, you know, Party Astronauts was kind of talking about it in their own interview that they faced issues with getting ecoed, issues with a game crash. I think, you know, Karma kind of came back around and really helped them. It wasn't only that, though. They obviously did a lot to be quite assertive for a lot of that game. They were going out there, they were taking risks, they were taking opportunities. 60 in particular, running around that A site quite self-sufficiently, even peeking out Divider on his lonesome in front of progression smokes and things like that, reading the game quite well and aggressing and finding good duels. They're going to have to get it done on the T side here. Deco, obviously, you know, he had some issues, some tech issues in that first half and hasn't really been able to get into the game on the T side. But if he gets the AWP rolling on CT, he could be an issue. And already, maybe not the AWP needed, the USP as the solo A player. They're trying to hunt him down, they're trying to run him down, but how much value can he get?
Ooh, this is a bold choice. He's actually decided to stay in the bathroom.
They haven't
got
checked
no
him.
idea. This is huge from Deco. Look at this, beautiful stuff. And the thorn in their side will sting once again. It is just Rush and 60 who, at the very least, are going to get the bomb plant down. So there's something there for Party Astronauts, but great pistol round out from Deco. And those 2 kills could prove pivotal in the charge in on the CT side. 60's now been spotted out. Defuse is on. They're going to be well aware where he's coming from.
Ooh.
And it's a good trade from Lackey in the end before things get too untoward. But 6th round up for Aurora. CT pistol. Still going to have a little bit of work to do in that next round because the bomb's gone down.
You can tell 60's feeling it. He's having a great game for himself.
He is, yeah.
Running around, looking sharp. Not checking Deco, and then the flood straight up connector in combination with the rotation on CT spawn side was more than enough for Aurora to lock that one down. Great opening pick from Deco. He gets more value after the fact, and the rest was history. Easy 4-on-3 put together by Aurora. But like you said, bomb plant going to help Party Astronauts put a pretty nice looking buy together here. 4 Galils letting open the smoke. Going to clear out the side and make sure that no CTs are aggressing. Fair bit of util to work with, but the majority of that is on Ben Lee. Progression smoke out connector thrown by Rush. Denying info towards that short B position and any potential boosts. Bathroom setup here for Aurora. So as soon as Party Astronauts start to make moves on this A side of the map, they may run into some resistance, but it seems like they're just going to regroup towards B. This is where we're looking at Aurora and when do they actually aggress for info on this A side of the map. As Party Astronauts starting to move into a 1-4. Reactive util ready there on Result. Lackey to take first contact.
It's good damage done. Result has another smoke available as well, so once that molly starts to fade, he's going to toss that on in, and Party Astronauts are going to be stalled in their tracks. They've got some good chip damage onto Lackey, but he can just back off, play a little bit of a safer angle.
Deco's on the flank. The longer that this takes, the more issues that are going to present themselves for Party Astronauts. Rotation coming in from Norway.
It's nice timing though from Chop. He's all the way out. Monster. Thing is, he's going to need to do a lot of damage, and he is. Double kill comes through. Still not enough to get Party Astronauts into the site, but one more might just be. Kenzie's holding on to the bomb at the moment. Deco's still on that flank. Might actually still find the timing here. There's 10 seconds. They're going to have to plant the bomb, and he should be able to clean them both up pretty easily indeed. Well done. He's gone for a huge journey around the map, and he's got there right on time.
They were playing so forward on A, and that's what allows them to not only disrupt any potential A aggression, but also kind of pivots into that very quick flank. It was a good attempt here for Party Astronauts, but that was the round-winning kill there. The rotation timing from Kenzie. Down connector, dropping the bomb on short B just presented way too many problems for Party Astronauts and is actually what allows Deco to hit that flank timing.
Has to be a save out from Party Astronauts. We've still got a bit of a ways to go in this map. I mean, there's still some legs in it for sure at the 7-7 scoreline. But already you're kind of getting the feeling that Aurora is well in front.
They're getting into their groove here, and on the CT side, that's not something that's good news for Party Astronauts. A lot of people feeling like T side of Overpass is very tedious. There's so many things you have to do. And the CT side feeling very dominant at the moment.
Yeah, it's the most one-sided map in the pool currently. Although I guess technically it's not in the pool anymore. Just for this event it is. Lead's been taken by Aurora. Party Astronauts back into the swing of things though. Wolfie AWP in hand, ready to go.
He had a pretty rough game on Overpass last time around against Aurora. And he didn't have really too awe-inspiring of a CT side. Chance for him to get active, boost up over the progression smoke from the CT side. It was an excellent shot.
Yeah. I didn't even think he could see Kenzie, but apparently he did.
Party Astronauts just further extending their control and emphasis over the map. Teenade trying to create an opportunity for Lackey to get a pick on connector. But it won't be allowed. Flash is layered over the top of Long A.
Yeah, Aurora going to have to give it up. Although Flash is being ferried back to Norway, so there's a world here where Deco either gets flashed in or there's a counter flash as the peak comes through.
This is just going to be an A-side ending here for Party Astronauts, and Aurora, they realize that flash timing for Norway to set up this long A aggression from Deco is going to be absolutely instrumental. If that doesn't work out for Aurora here, nothing will.
Now's the time. It's not even needed. It came through after the 2 kills, so Deco's done all of that on his own.
And that's again another issue with trading and spacing for Party Astronauts.
And he's pushed for more information as well. This is just getting worse for Party Astronauts. Norway will be clearing out 1 kill only. Funnily enough, Party Astronauts somehow, this round is just back and forth, and Aurora down to just Lackey.
Well, Lackey 2.2 rating in that initial game was the standout for Aurora on this map against Party Astronauts.
MP9.
Yeah, I mean, 50 HP. Russian's going to swing out and kill him.
Okay, okay. That's a good recovery.
Yeah, great recovery. Good opening pick. Very fast shot here from Wolfie. Saw a pixel of him and just a predictive shot through the smoke. But again, these are exactly the kind of kills that were losing Party Astronauts the game on Inferno. They did, as you mentioned, recover from that, and Wolfie was able to wrap back around and kill Deco there on Long A, but you really have got to stop Aurora multi-fragging in those positions. That can't be allowed if Party Astronauts is going to push this to 3.
Aurora scraping the bottom of the barrel. It's a big opportunity for Party Astronauts to flex their muscles a little bit. MP9's out in force, and 60 barely survives.
He's got to get out of there. Going to pivot back towards that B side of the map. Short B taken. by Party Astronauts as well as Connector. They've tucked themselves comfortably into the middle of the map, and there's really not a whole lot left over here for Aurora. 4 grenades across the whole team. We've seen what they could do with a little bit of util used well on the right timings though, Aurora.
It's going to be the boost for Bentley. Result was waiting for that. Hit the headshot, not the follow-up.
They're taking so much damage moving through the map here. It's getting a little worrisome for Party Astronauts. Bomb is still trending towards that A side of the map as well. It kind of looks like they want to at least pressure it.
Norway in the position to make a difference. Close bathrooms, MP9. Smoke's going to go past him and Deco. They're playing in front of it. Party Astronauts are going to have to fight their way into A, and that will provide time for a rotation up. Kensey's already on his way as well. Always been spotted out, but Deco's been good. Another multi-frag on offer here. Low HP players everywhere. He'll get 3. And that's just about 1 too many for Party Astronauts. Kensey as well. Cheeky as the smoke fades for 1 more. And it's down to Rush. It's a clutch.
1 on 3. Double rotation. Up Connector. Turns his back and goes down to 1 HP. That's probably just a round done and dusted there.
Molly in here for Result. Doesn't need it. Oh, he decides to throw it anyway. He got the kill with the Molly.
He's absolutely bottled it.
That is violence.
I don't think I've seen the Molotov bottle kill someone.
I don't
I've seen
think
the
I've
smoke
ever-
grenade
yeah.
kill someone, I think.
I don't think I've ever casted a game where a Molotov has killed someone in that capacity. Might be
I
a
mean,
first.
that's just another multi-frag from Deco. Lining them up.
Bang. See you, mate.
Bit of a Viking funeral for Rush there. Oh,
It's just a bad night out on the town.
That's how we won that one. I'll take it. Not bad.
Some fall-on faces on Party Astronauts.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same story again. I feel like a broken record at this point. At least they've got good enough money to be able to invest into this one, and this could be a difference maker this round. Buy's looking good for them. Cash is getting low on Aurora. These rounds have gotten very close. They've got no loss bonus to fall back on.
Order up.
Rest in Pepe's. Remember Orgs? Remember Orgs?
I do.
Yeah. I remember.
Well, it's a fair chunk of util getting tossed early in the round from Aurora that's going to keep Party Astronauts corralled away from the top side of the map.
Look at this B timing they're going for. And look how far away the rotates are, because Aurora is so aggressive on this A side of the map, but the longer the Party Astronauts wait, the closer that this connector flood gets. Look at Kensey and Norway already in connector, but they're going to head back towards that A side of the map. This would be the time to go for it.
There is the resmoke though. Party Astronauts might just wait that out. That'll give Aurora enough time. I mean, Result is still kind of having a look at A long, and he's not seeing anything. He's exploring Fountain, peeking into Playground.
There's no more utility to be able to shut this one down here, though. Lackey's playing the close position, and he's the one with the flashes.
They've got to know. They've got to know it's B. Look, Result's pushing into Fountain. They've got to know. Result's there. The info. Deco's there with the frag, but he is really under pressure now, and he's scared from short as well. Kensey can't hold on to the site anymore. Boost in effect here. Norway could get 1 or 2, but it's a huge whiff.
Result might have something to say about it, though. No kits here on Aurora, but if they throw these guns away, they're not replaceable. There is no loss bonus here for the CT side. If these guns go down, there's going to be no damage done in the next round. 60 taken out, but it's just exits here for Aurora. They're just trying to make this one expensive.
It's a weird one, really, isn't it, from Aurora?
Well, they just didn't have the util on the right players.
Right.
Lackey, the monster anchor had all of the flashes. Deco was playing the pivot around the pillar and had a flash, but their ABC player had no util to be able to help them, so he just stood there and licked the wall.
Yep. Licked the wall is definitely one way of putting it.
Terrorists win.
I reckon there might be a few wall lickers in the crowd here today.
Window lickers for sure. I mean, just look at it. Like, both of these players go down pillar, and there's no supportive util from them, and you just see the ABC player just standing there. waiting for someone to go across short, but it was a monster play for Party Astronauts. Ooh, they're forcing around the M4s. Okay. I mean, they're double eco anyway.
It's a bold choice, yeah.
They're double eco anyway. They may as well.
9-9. It's quite tight. Party Astronauts are doing a pretty good job.
It's so winnable. If they win this round, especially a couple guns alive, this game is so winnable.
I mean, it is only 7:30, you know. We probably deserve another map, I reckon, but we'll see what we get. Result.
Maybe not.
Might not be too interested in that. Got this nade as well, which will just bang in there. It's fairly ineffective. The guy is already damn dead. Blacky's got one more. Rounds just disappeared for Party Astronauts. They were doing so well, and then what?
And then they're going to get soft reset, and then you're going to get a big economy swing because Aurora's going to pick up an extra couple of guns, upgrade the pistols, the MP9s that they brought into this round into rifles. Then they're going to have a rock-solid CT side economy, unless 60 and Ben Lee can do something in this 2-1-5, but they're stuck in the middle of the map. Like, what is there to do, really?
Frag out. That he is. It might be 60 that is going to have to do the lion's share of the work here. 15 and 13, he's doing pretty well for himself. Molly, could have been a problem for Lucky. Lucky he's got a smoke, and 60 out of the picture. Bentley as well, so no addition to that scoreline.
It's a game-changing round from Aurora, and they know it. That is the round that changes things, breaks the money of Party Astronauts. They will have to take a single save here, and 5 alive for Aurora into an anti-eco is going to give them the CT side money they need to close this game of Overpass and progress on through to the playoffs.
Chances slipping away from Party Astronauts. Early util onto B short. They want to stop Aurora from making their way into short water, but similarly, there is that counteracting incendiary that's going to get tossed out by the CT side, so no one into short water until now. Flashes go through. Result wants to contest. He's lucky that he's got the help from Norway because that spray was not hitting much. But Aurora, I mean, it's a shooting gallery for them. Oh, straight into the blender from Party Astronauts.
Yeah. And this is worrying, right? Because, you know, we saw that game before between Aurora and Apex. We know what Aurora can do given the right side.
Right.
And now they've got control of their money. We saw it. What was that? That was a 9-3 half CT side for Aurora against Apex. And that might be, you know what, that is one of the better teams in this tournament. Now they've got money control on the CT side. They only have to get 2 rounds from the next couple. It's probably curtains for Party Astronauts unless they can come up with something special.
Also, 2.9k loss bonus for Party Astronauts here. They're down to basically 0. If they lose the round, they pretty much lose the map.
They've got to get a bomb plant at a minimum in this round to be guaranteed contesting something.
Huge round here for Party Astronauts. Must win. Off we go. Round 21. What's the approach? No early util getting tossed out. The short molly again. That's about it. And they're quickly into playground.
3-1-1 approach. Looking for some control and pressure on this A side of the map. Just trying to make sure they're not aggressed on by Aurora, who are once again using this approach of just cross-firing inside bathrooms. It gives them such a great little starting point to kind of pivot in the round. You know, when you're this far forward on the A side of the map, it's going to really allow you to add dimensions to your retakes to aggress in the mid-round and find information a lot more easily. Look, the map is secured by Rush. Long A taken by Party Astronauts. They've just dropped off 60 over there. But what to do in the mid to late round with 5 grenades across the rest of the team?
Yeah.
You can see Aurora quite heavily holding their util. They've still got mollies and smokes, counter flashes to work with. And this crossfire inside bathrooms has still not been dismantled yet.
Kenzie's just going to have a little bit of an obligatory look toward A long, but didn't spot much out. Now he's kind of on his way back to B. That's a strange one. It's kind of worked out for Chop. It's drawing a little bit of movement out of Aurora. Norway, hold on the timing there. Deco under pressure, can't get much done. The timings have worked out so perfectly for Party Astronauts in this round.
That 1-for-1 was good enough. I mean, I don't know if we can get a replay of like the rotations after Chop got that kill.
Just have to look at the minimap.
Yeah, just literally look at the minimap in the replay. You'll see the Chop just getting that 1-for-1 pulls Kenzie far enough out of position that actually that A timing works.
I mean, even Deco was kind of like in transition as well when that molly comes into truck and he gets caught out in kind of no man's land on the site. There was a lot of movement happening that
it's
unsettled Aurora.
Yeah, it's a flash over the top from Rush, and he's actually able to get his kill on the player that could cause some problems for that long A play as well. You know, you don't want that Bathrooms player to survive, so that's a great round for Party Astronauts. One of a couple that they'll need here.
Yeah, let's see what we get on this replay long, but didn't spot much out.
So there's the flash over the top, and look at the rotations. Norway, yeah, Deco's on his way over, supporting flash for B, ABC players helping out, and that player over on truck side being a tiny bit out of position is really what allows the T's to be able to scale in with the flash behind them. And Rush getting the pick in the middle of the map, also pretty influential.
Yeah. Party Astronauts, they give themselves a little bit of room to work with, a bit of room to breathe.
Thank God he changed his name, because that last alias would be impossible to chant.
Oh, that's true.
Another tech pause. Never has a server admin been under this much pressure.
Ask and you shall receive. 11 to 10, we're back into it. Aurora, they still got so much cash. I mean, 5.5 on Result, 5.2 on Kenzie. Still be able to put buys together. And this is something a little different. Deco's going to get aggressive into short water. The short molly was actually smoked off by Aurora to enable that. And you can see they're trying to hold on to it, but it's actually kind of bit them in the backside a little bit there.
Rush is getting away with a lot this map so far from that connector position. It was a beautiful timing on the HE nade there from Aurora, and a little bit of a different look, different setup designed around the AWP, but still falls apart a little bit. Rush is battered and bruised, but short B control taken nonetheless, further taking some space in towards connector. Bomb still left behind right up above ladder. The T's will have to go back for that at some point, and over on the other side of the map, 60 applying pressure. Progression smoke to the bottom of A long.
Yeah, so
This kill on the A side of the map, so crucial. Kenzie and 60 back to back here.
I don't know that he checks that though.
No
Not
chance.
at this stage.
Bomb's been retrieved for Wolfie. 60 left on the lurk. Oh, has he got time? He could wrap all the way around if he's active enough. Look at them, they're just pausing.
35 seconds, he's going to have to be quick, and he's not being quick about it. Util's starting to get tossed. The pieces of the puzzle are falling into place. The information is coming through. Black in Norway, they lined up. It's only the 1-for-1 in the end, but Kenzie also on the wrap, also on the flank. Now it comes down to 60 and his impact. He's got one, but no more than that, and with 15 seconds, he had to try to activate. It's on to Wolfie. He has to move quickly. Result spots him out, but loses his head. Bomb plant is going down behind the pillar. He faked it. He's lost the round. There's no way. You have to be kidding me. Under pressure. Just makes the mistake.
It's unfortunate. It's a very winnable round for Party Astronauts. The timings of those two A players completely changed everything.
You could see, like, he knew straight away. So unfortunate, because the smoke was up. The smoke was up, the plant was there on offer. Such such a good shot onto Result as well. There's plenty of time to plant, fakes it. I mean, if his opponent's standing behind the smoke there and gets blocked, then it looks genius. But
I don't know if the quick switch made the difference or not. I don't think so. He definitely switched to nade, I think, before the plant. Maybe
he just had to commit. He just had to commit to the plant.
Fat-fingered 4 and 5.
Yeah.
But those are the pressure scenarios, you know. You end up in these kind of competitions.
Well, Aurora just given a little bit more space. And we're into what might be the final round of the night. 12-10 Aurora. If they pick it up here, it's done. 2-0. And they haven't started very well.
Okay. Bit of redemption there for Wolfie. Conceding the 1v1. Going to find the opening pick this time instead. The HE nade to door as well, trying to create an opportunity for Aurora to find a pick in the early to mid-round.
Money's getting a bit dry for Aurora as well. This could be a little awkward if they do lose the round.
Oh, for sure. This could go RT so easily if PA can convert this. And after finding a pick towards that B side of the map, they're starting to make presence towards 8. Util to try to keep the CTs back, but there's a lot of players over on this A side of the map for Aurora right now.
Well, Deco already given away his position, taking a fight. Tenacity up close behind the smoke. It's working out poorly for Aurora. This is basically worst case scenario. Only saving one gun through. What's their loss bonus? It would be not a lot. 1.9.
It's kind of middling, I believe. Let's have a look. Yeah, kind of middling at the moment. They're gonna have a tough time putting a buy together. They've at least got a little bit of cash floating around there for Result and Wacky. But this could very much be PI pushing us through to overtime, giving us a much better game. You know, we knew the potential was there. I think they're playing pretty solid across the board. Seeing multiple players have some important rounds. Make Aurora work for this one.
It's an interesting setup behind that smoke.
Yeah, 60 getting that kill on Deco on long as well. That has been a bit of a liability where the aggression from the CT side over towards Garden side has caught them off guard a few times. Not this time. 60 punishes.
Well, this is for all the marbles now for Party Astronauts. They can make it into OT, maybe into map 3 as well.
Yeah, there's really not much util here for the CT side. This fight in the middle of the map going to be absolutely critical. You can already see both Kenzie and Norway with rifles trying to fight inside of Connector, trying to make the difference here for Aurora.
They will get their opportunity. It's going to be a case of timing. Rush keeps the gun out in hand. Here we go. Oh, checks the wrong angle. That's the first player down. Nade through as well. You'd think it's going to do a bit of damage to Wolfie. Another one for Norway, and it's despair really for Party Astronauts as they go through the smoke and try and make something happen in the connector, and it's just not come together. 13-11, and out of nowhere, Aurora just pulled around, and Party Astronauts, they'll be so disappointed because they did all the hard work and they were not rewarded for it. But you know what, Pilski? Sometimes that's just life.
Yeah, look, at least they showed us a much better game. They showed us that they could be competitive with Aurora. I think that was Aurora's map pick as well after kind of slapping them in the initial best of one. That's a great recovery and a much better game on Overpass. And look, at least that's something for Party Astronauts to see. Got Ben Leet there. Good little map from the Party Astronauts boys. It looked like in general they had a lot of decent ideas. They had some decent calling behind them, and there is a reason why they have been qualifying to these Challenger events. Hopefully the next one that they can show up for can learn some hard lessons here and get more used to this kind of environment and maybe make a deeper run into the playoffs next time around.
Yeah, Aurora, they'll be through to tomorrow, and they were one of the big favorites for this event, so see what they can do when we get there. But for now, it's time to go back down to the analyst desk for the final time this evening.
Thanks, Jordan and Pilly, for another beautiful cast. And Aurora get it done in 2. It was close on that second map there of Overpass, and Party Astronauts, they were looking like OT was on the cards. That final round was not theirs. And it is going to be Aurora, the final team to go in onto the Sunday. And they did it in dominant fashion in map number 1, but they had to work for that map number 2.
Yeah, I mean, a lot closer of a match this time around. You know, Party Astronauts did really well to show us a better look on Overpass. You know, they were not afraid to be more forward on the map, especially on the CT side. They were also abusing a lot more boost, something Overpass is quite famous for. And, you know, we saw the boost on Bridge looking into Con and also on Heaven looking into Con, and it paid off quite well.
Yeah, we already knew they had a pretty good T side after what we saw on the opening day, so to finally get to see the CT side from them was really good. We got to see the AWP on Wolfie a bit, a few unfortunate clutches that didn't quite go their way, but a really close map, and it's going to hurt a little bit for them, you know, it coming so close down to the line, but I think they should hold their heads high because this is a great showing.
Yeah, I mean, I think speaking about AWPs, I just want to explain the dropped AWP we saw in Spawn earlier. So in the previous round, you know, Deco technically died mid-round, and there's this current bug in the game where when you're reloading into a round, you actually get the gun back when you're not supposed to. And so what you're meant to just do there, Deco, he's not allowed to play with it, and he just has to just drop it back in Spawn.
Good guy Deco leaving that AWP in Spawn, but it seems like it didn't need it for the entirety of that map anyways, being able to get it done at the end there for Aurora, and they will be moving forward into the Sunday. So without any further ado, let's jump onto the stage with Conky.
Got to get the GOAT IGL here, clearly Norway back. It's been an interesting day, guys. You know, we've had some big stomps, and now we've had a really, really close one here. Unfortunately, we've had to say goodbye to Party Astronauts. But look, Aurora, one of the team favorites, they're going on. So listen, mate, Inferno, very wide gap, right? You guys stomped them. It was a really, really clean one. But Overpass, much closer. How did you guys keep the control to close it out?
I think we were lucky. It's just very bad map for us, and I hope no one gonna pick it against us.
Totally fair, 100% agree with that. But now you guys have got to go into the next stage and into the semi-finals against Rebels. You guys match up against them pretty well, right? So what are your thoughts into that one?
I'm not gonna say that was pretty well. That was always very hard games for us, not very comfortable opponent. So I think it's gonna be a close game.
They do a lot of innovation. They've got a lot of new ideas, so they're going to try and keep you guessing. But look, mate, you've obviously taken down Party Astronauts. I think that's a great one. Is there anything you want to say to the crowd?
See you tomorrow.
And they want me to rub your head. Is that okay?
I don't understand.
I can't do it, guys. Not to everyone. But look, you've been... Oh, yeah. Rub. There you go. That works. Good enough. You've made the crowd happy. Anyway, we'll see you tomorrow, mate. GG. Thanks, guys.
Chance all around for Party Astronauts as well as Aurora. Party Astronauts put on a performance there, and unfortunately for them, not the result they would want here at ESL Challenger Melbourne, as they will be bowing out, as we only have 4 teams left remaining for our final championship Sunday. And that's right, Aurora going up against Rebels for that match. All best of 3s, all single eliminations as well, right, Lucy?
Yeah, it's been a long road. You know, Aurora, I think they would have hoped to have just skipped today, but you know, they've shown that they've been able to bounce back from that unfortunate loss that they had against Apex, where they threw that advantage. Looked a little bit more confident in the server, although I do feel in Overpass, we're still not at that 10 out of 10. You know, talking about being 5 out of 10. They're not at the 10 out of 10, and with how these other teams played, it's still going to be a tough run for them.
It's going to be a very tough run indeed. And before we get to the end of the show, Lucy, I believe there is a round that you would like to break down after that map on Overpass?
Yeah, and I think this round in particular just highlighted what Party Astronauts took away from the opening map they played. This is a full-on B execute. They did a couple of these in the opening best of 1 versus Aurora, and they all fell flat. So Kenzie gets all the information for the CTs. They rotate all the extra bodies on B. So Aurora played this perfectly. They have everything in the right place. The Party Astronauts, the actual protocols in their execute, you can see the improvements. When we saw them yesterday, like the flash timings were off. Lucky was just able to spray them down. They weren't able to get out a monster. This time they catch the right timing. They're able to isolate all the duels. Kenzie does misplay a bit. I feel like he could have been a little bit more involved. But at that point, 2 defenders have already fallen down. Chop gets a great entry to let them all in. And I just feel like this round really highlighted how Party Astronauts had learned from their mistakes yesterday.
I think also Aurora did learn from the mistakes yesterday as well. Yeah, I mean, they were able to close it out this time around, and
Yeah, I mean, learning is the biggest thing that you can do in events like this, right? It is a long couple of days for them to be able to go all the way into, you know, a Friday and then learn on it going in towards Saturday, and getting that map again for Party Astronauts just means they are improving and getting better. And speaking of getting better, the player of the match this time around is going to be Deco. We already touched on him, Bibiana, as soon as we went into this as our Kadia player to watch, but now coming in and performing in the server is exactly what we wanted.
Yeah, I think if I was Deco, I would have been so excited to like swap to the CT side of Overpass. You know, the CT rifle role on A is a role where you're able to like just take complete control of the map, especially when the scoreline is so close. Like, you can really make an impact. And Deco had a lot of multi-kills that helped Aurora secure the win here in Melbourne.
Yeah, we saw a few of the highlights throughout this. It felt like, in particular, on Overpass, as you say, he's just given a lot of freedom, able to take all the fights that he wanted to. So it's really great to see him stepping up, you know, being kind of the star AWPer, and I think the best AWPer that we have here at this event. I also want to give some props to Kenzie. You know, I think I'm going to have to phone up the milk company and tell them not to print the labels, because we have found him. He's turned up. Finally, we're seeing what we expected from Kenzie today, so really good to see that too. Yeah,
it's exciting when we start to see some of these players, when we highlight them on the desk and we say, you know, we need to see a little bit more in the server, especially as you're going in towards the latter stages of this tournament. It does start really becoming all about performing in every single one of these maps, because if you start making too many of those mistakes, you're one map behind and then it's all backs against the wall, right? It is single elimination from here on out, Bibiana, and it is going to be very, very hard for these teams if they do falter too early on.
Yeah, this is the part where you're you're wanting to be solid in every aspect of like your day, not even in the game. You know, you need to be coming into these next games like really solid. You need to do the routine that you've already established, you know, at home, and honestly, like just come in here like just full confidence.
Yeah, and I think now that Aurora have had a couple extra days in the server and have been able to bounce back from that initial loss, they'll be feeling like they can now take it to Rebels. It's interesting that, you know, all the teams that ended up in the playoff bracket are the ones that I thought would end up there, but it's the order that they got there that has been the most like flipped around.
It was definitely difficult roads for a lot of these teams as well. So let's go and have a look at these recaps of these brackets to see how they did pan out. There was some upsets on day number 1. There was some expected results on day number 1, but some good Counter-Strike all around here. And as we're looking across at Group A, Apex getting themselves the upper bracket win, only 2 best of 1s, so they haven't had to show all too much, right?
Yeah, I mean, my prediction was wrong here. Like, I thought Aurora would be going through to this playoffs, but Apex, yeah, we're going to see a lot more from them.
Yeah, and I think Apex, I mean, the one thing is we haven't had to see a lot from them yet, right? Because their opening game was such a stomp, but what we saw from them in the Aurora game in the second half, that comeback, it instills some confidence that this team is definitely here to really, you know, show what they're made of. And, you know, with all the context around them, it's been great to see them play such a great Counter-Strike in that particular matchup. So I'm excited to see, you know, what they can do, you know, now they're going to be playing against MIBR, because it's a very different opponent. So yeah, it's the expected outcome, as I said, but I thought it'd be the other way around with Aurora at the top.
Yeah, it's not all too many upsets, but it's upsets in the way that they went through the bracket, right? And speaking of that, on Group E as well, it was much a mirror of Group A. We were expecting this MIBR versus Rebels match. Maybe there could have been something a little bit different with Rooster versus Rebels. Maybe that could have potentially been somewhere where people would have put Rooster forward in that. But MIBR losing that, again, come back from the Rebels to get themselves qualified and have this full day off meant that they're able to sit back, watch all the games from MIBR as well, and really try and pick them apart going in towards these next couple bits of the bracket.
Yeah, we say that, like it's swapped around. We expect them to go through like on the first try, but like you know, at the end of the day, you just need to get to that spot no matter how you do it.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of the playoffs, let's go and have a look at how this bracket is going to pan out. Obviously, first seed from A is going to be playing up against second seed from B. So Rebels and Aurora are going to be going head-to-head in a full best of 3, and then Apex and MIBR. It's going to be some very great Counter-Strike for us to watch, Lucy, especially after seeing from what we've seen from these teams. You know, Rebels and Apex, they've already shown that they can make those comebacks. They can steal up, they can get all that stage experience and really push it forward. So it's going to be on MIBR and Aurora to step up to the challenge.
Yeah, and I feel like MIBR's been looking a little bit shaky. Or even against Rooster, you know, I don't think that was the best MIBR we've seen. So I feel like Apex actually have a good run now to get into the finals. Aurora Rebels, though, that's a matchup that I think those two teams have played a bit online as well. Obviously, both from the same region and kind of competing in the same circuit. So that'll be familiar territory for both of those teams.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how those best of 3s do pan out. But before we get towards the end of the show and get in towards the Sunday as well, it is time once again for another exit interview on Conky's Backstage.
I've got Rush here now. Again, it's always a somber sort of thing to say goodbye to someone, but I've got to admit, mate, you guys have been some of the most fun team to watch and chat with. You guys are a really humble bunch. You've got a lot of energy. So I will ask the crap question. How are you feeling after that one?
Yeah, it sucks, but it's bittersweet to lose. But on the other end of the stick, like, we played a good game, and like they 16 or 13-3'd us the first time we played them, and then 13-3'd again in the first map on our pick. So I was like, we need to really have a good showing here, and we showed it in the second map, but it sucks we couldn't have gone to the third and see if we can actually beat them, because I think they're the favorites to win the event. Even though they lost to Apex, I think they are the clear favorite. They're just so individually skilled and a great team overall, honestly.
Absolutely, and I'll talk a bit about yourself. Obviously, you had a break. You know, the MR15 brain's still there. I know that one. But how are you feeling coming back now, right? Obviously, it's a massive thing for you to step back into the server. You've had about a month with the team. Is it good to be back?
Yeah, I mean, that's the only reason I am back, because I'm motivated to play the game again, because in my break, I just didn't feel like the itch anymore, and I didn't want to be a dead horse and just play for a salary just because I can make that money. I just didn't have it in me, and I think a lot of players play longer than they should. But I really got the CS bug again, and I'm playing more than I have in years and years, like 5-6 years. So I'm really enjoying playing with these guys, and it's kind of similar to EG Black when I was on them. It's kind of a bunch of younger guys who, you know, I'm not actually mentoring, but I'm helping a lot, you know, with the out-of-game stuff, in-game stuff, and I'm enjoying it so far. It's only been a month and a half, but I think we've made vast improvements in that time.
Absolutely, man. As I said, it's so nice to hear that, really refreshing, and so much respect for, you know, someone like you, because obviously if we don't have people like yourself with the experience to bring up the new talent goes nowhere, right? They get a little bit lost. So I guess we'll talk about a little bit more happier point, right? You've come all the way to Australia. You've got a little bit more time here until you go home. What are you going to get up to?
I'm not sure. We haven't made plans because, you know, as a competitor, you always plan to make as far as you can, the finals, winning, whatever. So we haven't decided just yet, but we already went to the zoo on one of our off days before we got here, or like the first couple of days we got here. So maybe just more exploring, just decompression, and honestly, we're probably gonna do a lot of CS2, CS work as well. Like, I don't know if we're gonna keep the practice room or not, but if we can, we'll probably review the game and see what went wrong and improve on it, because that's all you can do at this point. You can't like hold on to it and be sad about it. You just gotta work from that point on.
Absolutely love that, man. Well, it's been a pleasure to have you here. All the best in the future, and yeah, good luck.
Thank you.
Cheers. Take care, man. Yeah, just.
Good to hear from the old head in Rush to be able to come back and get that CS2 bug once again and really be motivated to try and push this team in the Party Astronauts to try and get towards that next level. And this is what they've been able to do in a month and a half. Excited to see what they can do in the months to come as well. And speaking of what's to come, we've got one more day left of ESL Challenger Melbourne, and that is Championship Sunday. Obviously, we've got this full best of threes to get through. Our first one off the rank is going to be Apex and MIBR. Obviously, Aurora, they just played a best of three on stage. So we're going to give them a little bit of time to get themselves ready for that match up against Rebels, and that final match is going to be the grand final, where we will be giving away that EPL slot to the winner of both of those matches earlier on in the day. Ladies, what are we expecting here? What one are we looking forward to the most, Bibian?
I think I'm looking forward most to the Rebels versus Aurora match. Like, this is a classic just EU clash, and I'm wanting to see like what Rebels can really cook up for this next match. You know, we've seen a lot of like good ideas from them, and so I really want to see like what they come into this next match against Aurora.
Yeah, I feel like that one's going to be the kind of closer, more standard, classic CS kind of match. Whereas Apex, MIBR, I think that's it.
Yeah, I'm very excited to see what we get here on our final day of ESL Challenger Melbourne. We've had two fantastic days already, and the third one will not disappoint either. Championship Sunday is going to be starting roughly about the same time that we had here today, 1 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time. So ladies and gentlemen, thank you once again for joining us for another wonderful jam-packed day of Counter-Strike. We're going to be here back once again to try and crown our champions in Melbourne. So make sure you guys stay safe. We'll see you guys for the next one.
Faster.
Да, кстати, спойлеры, ребят. Не пишите, пожалуйста. Так, ну что, закончат, нет? За 10.
За 10. Так, ну тут, кстати, Брутевич на приемке. А Брутевич-то не на связи, кстати. 4 в 5 на миду в спину. Оскар здесь застреливает Джоффа в спину. Очень неприятно. 20 секунд. Выход на тень. Видит здесь игрока защиты Симки. Минус по бистику забирает. 3-3. Шок. Хорошая голова залетает. Но Симки здесь мертвый. Как будто бы. Ну, там очень красный. Еще и тиммейт у него там второй. Но это, кстати, походу допы. Но это не проигрывается вообще в целом. Да, это допы. Здорово, Роберт. Здорово, здорово. Чекни матч пермиты на ХЛТВ. А что там? Чекнул. Что не так? Типа Enterprise проигрывает, а? 6-0-6-12. Ага. Ну, не 6-12, там 7-11 счет. Ну ладно. Ну, не знаю, чему ты удивляешься, Роберт. Не первый день в этом бизнесе. Предположение тоже спойлер. Никто не знает, ты предполагаешь или нет. Поэтому... Здорово, Бибок. Я ни на кого не ставил, я вчера слил. Сегодня так, смотрим. Скорее всего, Ван Вин и Немигу сегодня еще посмотрим, я думаю. Настроение есть. АА против Астралис? Нет, я вчера АА смотрел против ГГ. Мне этого хватило. Так, ну тут, кстати... Что-то начали Синерса заливать. Откамбэкали. Ну тут шок. Я не знаю, чего он ждет. Но сейчас, кстати... Нет, не будет прикола. 4 в 2. Надо идти. Ну, не то что сейвить. Ну вот, кстати, сейчас Оскар смог на КТ, и можно Б засплитовать. Алана забирает, 2 в 2, выигрывается раунд. Но тут опять же надо Оскара дождаться. А Оскар там что-то не особо активно играет. И GTT забирает Алана, кстати, 2 в 2. В моменте там на шорту Симки. Ой-ой-ой, Оскар, какой обидный промах. Оскар пытается до конца жить, но тут Симки все-таки ставит голову. И GT 20 хп. Ну, есть инфа, то что красный. Ну, такой не выигрывается. Тут еще чел... Да. Чел решил на индивидуалке сыграть, пойти сам. Самому запушить. Ничего не получилось. Доник, а ты что, не юзал фрибет, что ли, вчера или что? Так, ну чё? Первой защите забрали Zero Tenacity. А, понял. Здорово, Кофман. Здорово, парни. Всем, как говорится, доброе утро. Хотя уже почти час дня. Всем здорово. Смотрим с вами очередной день реса. Скоро там у нас начнется ESL. Вот, но до ESL, точнее, во время ESL еще будем смотреть Немигу Ван Вин. Ну, такой матч нельзя тоже скипать, знаете. Вот, поэтому что? Сейчас досмотрим Zero Tenacity. Надеюсь, что здесь 3 карты будет. Сейчас я вебку на второй, кстати, включу. Не знаю, да, Достецкий пока что, если честно, не особо проходит хорошо. В том плане то, что... Ну, конечно, допы, все классно, да, но очень много ошибок. Ну, без них, я думаю, никуда. Причем от одних и от других. А вот это сейчас, кстати, красивый раунд. Синерсы не проигрывают его. Да, там, когда ты отдаешь мид. Вообще, я помню, вроде бы Джейм говорил, что Чтобы опотело, достаточно просто пикать даст и выходить mid-to-B. Это дефолт. Можешь так все раунды подряд играть и будешь выигрывать на фейсите. Ну, на про уровне, скорее всего, так не получится. Так, там паузу кто-то поставил вроде, не? Не, паузы нет. И вот этот mid-to-B можно каждый раз юзать, потому что он никак не контрится. Пауза, Синус. Тактически волевая. Кстати, на допах почему-то, я не знаю, я вчера тоже на фейсе не понял момента, почему на допах именно одна пауза. Типа, если ты в основную серию не забрал 4, то тебе больше не отдадут их. На допах именно одна пауза всего дается. Сейчас даст из-за развея смоков такой рандом. Думаешь? Ну, я не знаю, время покажет, думаю. Ну, тут у нас только первый даст вообще после выхода. Вы что, троллите? Тут еще столько игр надо сыграть. Там, чтобы Анубис команды научились... Ну, ладно, это все-таки не Анубис, это старая карта. Но все равно, что все равно время чуть надо. Сейчас месяц второй пройдет. На других турнирах тоже начнется даст. Тогда уже можно будет о чем-то говорить. Пока что тут еще непонятно. Так, на симке сейчас, кстати, хороший молик даст. Ой-ой-ой-ой-ой, синерсы опять начинают этот mid-to-B играть, походу. А там, правда, под Б никого нету, просто под мидом почему-то нашли фраги. А, ну тут бомба выпала. Ладно, они затроллили раунд, AG. Слышно? Минусон, Оскар последний с палкой. Это 14 для зертенности. Ач! Мог, кстати, двоих забрать. Но судьба не пошла. Ну, кстати, я думаю, что это дефолт на допах. Потому что, ну, за КТ на допах играть намного легче на любой карте. Именно на допах, потому что у тебя есть всегда деньги, и за КТ, когда у тебя есть всегда бабки, намного легче выиграть. Ну, лично, по моему мнению. Сейчас посмотрим, как за КТ сыграет Синер. Интересно, нюк какой будет? Ну, нюк, если что, Zero Tenacity очень хорошо играют. Поэтому вы тут на Синерс не надейтесь. В том плане, то, что легкой игры точно не будет. Я очень хорошо, кстати, запомнил матч один, вот когда игры будущего были. Там эти приехали. Zero Tenacity играть против команды Гокушима, Хоту вроде. Там челы так, я не знаю, просто разъебали на нюке. Ну, я про Zero Tenacity говорю. Поэтому там точно ребята умеют играть. Майнус тяжело, тяжело. Сейчас, мне надо сначала вебочку включить. Здорово, Полин. Ты сравнил 3-2 хода, но это на лане было. На лане меньше шанс, что трёха. Вот это, кстати, смачок новый какой-то. Погоди, надо запомнить. Я еще старый давал на дверь. Какую-то обновленную симки уже дает. Ну, походу, разбирали тут ребята карту. Фраг. Анлаки. О-о-о-о!
Зажимает слон. Глубоко Сёв тем временем на фраг врубает. Отушный ствол. Было видно, но все-таки Диниманию вырубил. Неплохо. Пострелял 4 в 4 ситуация. Молик на шорт. Там ребятам сейчас будет очень сложно сюда выходить. Тут еще и Оскар с авиком на длине. Ну, точнее, на пленте. Прибегает к нему тиммейт. Лонг оставили в итоге без контроля. Мог бы, на самом деле, HTT попробовать дальше рискнуть, пройти глубже куда-то в позиции атаки, но решил, что это ему сейчас не стоит делать. И по итогу HTT теперь уже будет с КТ-респа встречать оппонентов, выходящих в мидл. У него вся инфа есть, он слышит двоих как минимум. Кажется, из смока не открылся, ждет флешку от тиммейта. Скорее всего, Шок тем временем просто разобрался. Через 10 спонта, HTT открывается в спину, двоих хоронит. И это 14-й для ребят из Sinners.
Вообще, AGT просто в соло-раунд выиграл. Был энтрик для Zero Tenacity, но как AGT нивелировал преимущество, он был в супер лузовой для себя ситуации. Но вот если бы так глубоко не закрывался там игрок перед банкой, вот этот, если бы он в этот угол прям не стал бы чуть-чуть шире, то есть ближе вот к этой синей табличке, то у него было бы намного больше шансов. Типа двигаться.
Там ситуация такая, что... Кто там, Ивент стоял, по-моему? Если не ошибаюсь. Так, поджали тем временем нижнюю. Отлично работал Бистика. Он постоянно здесь. Тут еще и снайперская винтовка. Оскар, какая реакция! Я напоминаю, деду 33 года. 33 человек. Он все еще вот так вот Савика наваливает. При этом у него постоянно в матчах плюс КД. Сейчас он ошибся немножко, но это бывает.
3-2 в большинстве Zero Tenacity. AGT в привычной для всех уже у нас манере. У нас повисло? Или у меня повисло? Меня слышно?
Нет, все нормально.
Не, ничего не повисло.
Они просто не двигаются.
Там они просто вообще не двигались, там же таймер идет, я подумал, что повисло. Шок. Нивелировал преимущество, ситуация 2 в 2. И, кстати, он выбивал бомбу этим выстрелом. Внимание, начинает свои действия под Б-плантом. Шок работает, но Шок погибает. AGT выбивает симку, есть бомба для него. Полный карт-бланш сейчас для AGT. Как же вовремя включился AGT? У него прям не так много фрагов, но какие полезные действия он сейчас делает. Главное... выиграть сейчас клатч, у него больше хп. По идее, должно было быть все легко, но он просто смотрит в творке зачем-то. 37 секунд, бомба на топ-миде лежит, зачем ты двигаешься, старый? Я не ставился, что чат. А то все время, когда я не понимаю, что происходит, сразу, комментатор поставил. Ну зачем он двигался? Бомба лежит, закройся на 9 где-то условно, и все. Просто сыграй так под машиной, перед банкой. Все
потому что внимание выходил под Б.
Пусть первым действует внимание. Но он просто подумал, что он играет с мида, и он сейчас... Он, короче, просто монетку подбросил. Как будто бы других опций он внимания не оставил. У него было в голове, что одна опция внимания — это пойти через Б-плент и прийти вот в грибы, там, типа, сыграть с дверей.
А вот и 32 years old Оскар с АВП наваливает дэмэджа первого неофраг. Тем временем еще и Эвена забирает Шок. Отличный минус по брут-монстру. Очень простой раунд пока что для ребят из Sinners. Главное сейчас не ошибаться. 5 в 2 ситуация. 100% нужно выводить на следующие допы. Ну, либо лапки свесить просто. И все. Давайте закончим сказать. Давайте пойдем нюк поиграем. Дайл тут даст.
Все, поиграли.
Я бы еще посмотрел.
Нормально. Так ты посмотришь. 15-15. Должно быть, если тут Кьёфа что-то вероятное не провернет.
Не, HTT сейчас самому.
Может погибнуть GT, как бы, да. Но его разменяет Оскар.
Оскар хорош. Каждый раз, когда смотрю за матчами Sinners,
а вообще GT вот...
приятно Оскара отмечать.
Блин, что-то он как-то играет, он прям очень много ошибается. На самом деле, он как и убивает, вот важные моменты делает, но иногда он прям ошибается очень сильно. Когда можно сыграть более надежнее. AGT, 22 года, 0.96 рейтинг, все красное. Посмотрим его первый ХЛТВ матч, когда был вообще. Первый ХЛТВ матч в его карьере был
в 17 году, нет?
У него, кстати, матчей меньше, чем у меня на ХЛТВ. Смотрим. У него был первый матч сыгран в 2017 году, да. Он играл за X-статус, скорее всего.
Нет,
он играл против X-статус, Gunrunners, да. Играл вообще, вот он играл Cobblestone на официальных матчах, Кэш, то есть он давно играет AGT. Я к тому, что Dust 2 для него точно абсолютно не новая карта, она вообще ни для кого не новая. Ну ладно, человек к нему прицепился. На самом деле, много от него тоже полезных действий было. Спишем на то, что он игрок длины, и там не так много опций у него.
У него на самом деле 16/20, только потому что первая половина, когда выигрывали прям Zero Ten, жестко выигрывали, у него какой-то счет там был типа 2/9. Он после этого начал исправляться. Единственная его прям критичная ошибка была, это вот когда он 1-1 клатч внимания проиграл. Потому что подумал, что чел с лонга придет, однако не пришел. Там просто угадайка, да, 50 на 50, как ты говорил, подбросил монетку. Не повезло.
Да, это не окей, в таких ситуациях можно не подбрасывать монетку, можно наверх сыграть в этом. Типа Типа есть, когда ты, да, у тебя нет инфы, и ты играешь 50 на 50. А есть ситуации, когда тебе 50 на 50 играть не надо. Тебе не нужно подбрасывать монетку. Тебе нужно просто играть на верочку, закрыть все дыры своим прицелом. И закрыться от всевозможных дыр, где тебя могут убить. У нас тем временем Маджики, тот самый, про которого мы только что упомянули, неплохо раскрутился на 2 фрага на длине. Ситуация 3 в 3. Дефолтная драка для Даста второго. Стороны длины. Поджимают уже вдвоем игроки защиты. Бистик выигрывает дуэль против АВН. Остается у него 50 хп. Оскар, кстати, буквально 1 хп. Оскар закрылся в КТ, забрал для себя длину. Зертон и Сити вдвоем будут как раз таки с длины доигрывать.
Ну, тиммейты вообще не успевают, на самом деле, Оскару помогать. Ему еще и смог прилетел. Кстати, один смог прилетел в этот раз.
Ну,
а
смотри,
второго...
можно вообще...
Второй, кстати, был. Смачок. А пока что они его сейвят просто.
Он полностью закрывает, что я говорю. Просто... Опа. Пытались ревил убить. Бистик неплохой молоток. Ай, он должен был об ящик удариться, но он улетел на подъем.
Ну и 3-2. По итогам этого раунда пока что пачка стоит от Зертен. Снайперская винтовка в исполнении Брутмонстра. Крайне опасный, крайне опытный снайпер. Он может без проблем с лонгом тут расправиться, но Оскар очень быстро его перестреливает. С Брутмонстром мы попрощались с Кьёфу. Последний представитель атаки. Не так много времени у Синерс, но есть диффуза, все у них есть для того, чтобы выигрывать. Оскар еще фраг с АВП. Ну, в общем, новый метод, друзья. 2 АВП в защите работает 100% практически случаев. Там АВП выигрывается.
Там же невозможно было уйти. Зачем они 5-3 пикают? Они просто, там же была череда разменов. Там из банки вылетали. Типы, там никак не уйти. Просто дрались до конца. 2 убили, их сразу разменяли другие. Вот смотри, там не уйти. Типы, видишь, вышли из-за синего. Там никто ничего. Фраг, в принципе, мог пожить. В любом случае, Синерс выиграли раунд. Выходят у нас ребята вперед.
У нас в чате даст 2 мейнеры. Нашлись. Научите гранаты кидать уже. Так, ну неофраг в этот раз. Как и Бистик, кстати говоря. Просто жмет нижнюю, делает фраг. Он еще и уйдет отсюда. Ну, то есть вообще на халяву. Он просто прибежал, сделал фраг, убежал. Молодец.
Лучше. Один из лучших.
Интересно, что в этот раз не Бистик этим занимался. Почему они поменяли вот эту вот роль поджимающего нижнюю тэшку.
Мне Бистик просто безумно напоминает Биска. Валеру. Ой, Валеру, Виталю Биска. Он похож на него так сильно, и ну, ник такой созвучный. И мы сегодня еще с ним перед сном что-то так, знаешь, переписывались, общались там за Valorant, короче.
И как там у Веталя дела?
Нормально, в Испании, в НЖ на 3 года, тренируются.
Я знаю, что они выигрывают, кстати говоря, все подряд.
Да. Хорошо, верят в состав, тренируются много. Язык не учит, сказал.
Это зря.
Ну, сложно. Ну, вообще всегда есть время, на самом деле. Но сложно, когда ты много в как играешь. Тем временем у нас... Внимание, минус неофраг. Пытаются 3 в 5 выиграть Zero. Tenacity есть уже. Первый фраг. Ну, Оскара не пройти. Оскару уже скоро набьет фрагов больше, чем Мулет. Он приближается к своему возрасту по фрагам. Сейчас он пока набил мой возраст.
Ты думаешь, у него такая цель?
Да.
Больше 32 дропнуть?
В каждой игре дропать 33.
Но ему на самом деле сейчас еще 32.
А, да?
Ну, вот уже
ну надо
всегда
33. На 1 больше бить, получается.
Вот,
Оскар, ай-яй-яй!
Ошибка. Немножко руля дал. Ну, бывает, HTT тем временем на лонге. Нужно принимать HTT. Вот прямо сейчас выжить, да, во-первых. Во-вторых, попытаться хотя бы фраг сделать. Он попытался, его отогнали все-таки с позиции. Ему еще и флешка прилетела. Он ждет просто тиммейтов. Позиция хорошая у него, позиция хорошая у тиммейтов. Но шорт нужно как-то выбивать. Диффуза, если что, они есть у всех абсолютно игроков коллектива обороны. Опа, АВП появился, HTT. Сейчас может сильно пострадать. Снайперскую винтовку от внимания. В этот раз попал свапает обратно на калашников. И сейчас буст, убить. Бум! Внимание, хорош. Бистик прыгает. Шок тут пытается фраг по ивенту сделать. И Шок еще второго кукли ставил, друзья. Вот так вот.
Вообще, на самом деле, НТ для Zero Tenacity. АВН классное решение принял. Он побежал оббегать мид через шорт. Оставил своего тиммейта одного. Внимание, долго выживал. Но он не смог убить игрока с АВП, потому что он видел только ножки. Он начал стрелять по ножкам. АВН просто подпрыгнул, развернулся. Ой, не АВН, а кто там убивал? Шок убивал Савик, да. Шок. Развернулся и просто убил, потому что по ногам стреляли.
Я напоминаю, просто кукли одного, ну, это француз, да? Одного известного француза за такое забанили.
Да. Вообще он армянин, кстати.
Да?
Да, у него французское гражданство.
Понял. Извини, пожалуйста. Я больше не буду.
Я умник. Да не, ну просто так инфой поделился.
Не, ну это вообще жесть.
Да, красавчик.
Шок 27-17. 29-18 Оскар. Все остальные тиммейты так плюс-минус отстают по статистике. Хотя нет, Бистик 27-18 тоже идет. Слушай, ну прям ребята в жесткой КД играют у Синерс.
Ховик, Товмасян. Теперь ты понимаешь, что он армянин точно?
Все, теперь все встало на свои места. Он, кстати, стримит, если не ошибаюсь. Да, вроде стримит. Шок!
Адрен про него историю рассказывал, что ну, из-за него они просто не выходили на какой-то чемп, типа он выиграл. Внимание, минус шок. Ситуация 4 в 4. Все. Еще и GT погибает. Блин, а GT прям не доигрывает. Мягко говоря, не доигрывает в некоторых моментах. Возможно, не проснулся еще этот паренек. Ну, благо есть команда. Синерс уже 17 для себя оформляют.
А видишь крестик прямо над шестым игроком?
Над шестым игроком крестик?
Да, вот прям слева от него.
Ну
прямо.
да, да.
Вот тут вопрос, это снайперская винтовка,
да,
зачем она там умерла-то вообще?
У него... Я, кстати, не знаю. Вопрос хороший. Опа, какой-то новый смачок. Смог в КТ как будто бы, да?
Ну еще и по прицельной сетке.
Угу.
Блин, ну прицельная сетка как будто вот супер имба. Мне очень нравится, как она выглядит просто. А это смог в КТ, судя по всему,
ну,
вот
да,
прилетел.
Есть флешка для Бистика, Бистик не врывается. Есть информация уже у Синерс, что это будет длина. И сейчас Синерс, кстати, могут раунд выиграть сейчас.
Горел, ну двоих Бистик, хорошая работа. Брутмонстр, тем не менее, Бистика перестрелял здесь. Симки играет в спину, по нему ноль информации. Он должен убивать Оскара по-любому. Так и происходит. Минус капитан и снайпер коллектива Синерс. И теперь остается только разыскать неофрага. У неофрага, насколько я понимаю, инфы у Зиротен теперь уже нет. Прилетает смолик на шорт. И очень легко Симки с ним справляется. 17-16. Команда Синерс все-таки в одну калитку. Первую половину вторых допов закончить не смогли. Ну, от этого и интереснее. Сейчас Зиротен в защите как 2 ОП возьмут. Как начнут.
17-19.
17-19. Пользу Зиротен получается?
Получается так.
Чата, ну, там у нас стоит, не стоит, смайл мод, нет, не стоит. Напишите, пожалуйста, если вы за Синерс работаете. Если вы за Синерс болеете, напишите цифру 7, пожалуйста. Если вы за Синерс напишите цифру 6.
Мне одному Симка очень сильно напоминает Гетора. Посмотри на аватар.
Симки?
Да.
Ну, чуть-чуть.
Вам как? Симки.
Может
быть.
Гетора,
не?
Мне шок напоминает Шакса. А нет. Ну да, Шакса.
Мне Пашу ножам больше напоминает, чем Шакса.
А Оскар кого напоминает?
Оскара? Ну, Оскара нельзя ни с кем сравнивать. Это как Паш Техник говорил, гуф, мужик. Его ни с кем нельзя сравнивать. 4-4 ситуация, есть размен снайперскими. Ну, точнее, снайперскими, да, убийцами. Я не знаю, как правильно. От АВП. Упал АВН и упал Оскар, но Оскар убил АВН. В общем, его разменяли 4 в 4, минут 28. Такая тишина на карте. Вот Синерс, бомба лежит под Б-плантом. Вообще там за тэшкой валяется. Сейчас медленно начинают шорт занимать двойка и единица. Шок и неофраг. Для неофрага там шок еще флешки подкидывал. Неофраг занимает полностью зиг. Есть смачок дефолтный на мост. Просто пытается там подбайтить на себя. Кьёфа не лыком шит, не ведется, не приходит помогать своему, я так понимаю, снайперу. Да, Брутмонстр с АВП на машине. Излюбленная позиция всех снайперов. Хорошая позиция также у Внимания. Но вот Внимание это не мейн-авик, и он в теории может здесь промазать. Посмотрим.
Ну, чтобы промазать, еще нужно выстрелить, а ему, скорее всего, даже этого сделать не дадут. Хотя он жмет дальше, не боится смока, продолжает играть, прилетает ему флешка за спину от атаки. Позиция его как будто бы unpredictable, его добивают. Здесь он свой фраг все-таки сделал, 3-3 ситуация дальше. Пачку ребят из коллектива Синерс обязаны ставить на планете Б. Симки пока что оппонента не видит, но вот здесь внимание. Бистик, прошу прощения, чуть было не ошибся. Прилетает осколочная граната, ему прострелили Шакса. Шока, точнее, прошу прощения. Через ДД получается. Ну и дальше 2 в 2. Разменялись ребят. Пачка все еще не стоит. Пропрыгивает в итоге Шок в плент. Передает пачку тиммейту. Бистику нужно сейчас плент устанавливать. Шок с АВП его будет прикрывать. Не дадут, судя по всему, плент поставить. Летел молик. Брутмонстр через окно, его тиммейт через ДД. И они вот так вот потихонечку размениваются. Брутмонстр, а зачем целиться? Как будто бы и не нужно. И это еще один раунд для Zero Tenacity.
Чем он скопом стреляет? Чел спиной, он же мог промазать.
Страха нет, брат.
Ой-ой-ой, кто не рискует, тот не пьет шампанского.
Ну это вот мужику левую руку добавили, он теперь с левой руки стреляет ноускопами.
Просто носкоп отдал, видит спину. Блин, это жестко, это очень жестко.
Причем самое забавное, как ты правильно сказал, это могло не регнуть, он мог не попасть и проиграть раунд.
Так это вообще, ну на самом деле это ошибка. Согласись, если рассматривать игру в долгую, то это ошибка. Ему нужно было открывать зум, но...
Ну попал.
Повезло,
попал.
да.
Так, выход быстрый в точку Б, мы такого еще не видели, но фраг Эмблема забирает без проблем внимание, за Xbox играет, его должны убивать, внимание, еще один ноускоп от него залетает. Или он все-таки успел скоп нажать? Да неважно, на самом деле, внимание, погиб так или иначе, но свой фраг он сделал, команда Синерс уже ставит бомбу на точке Б, и преимущество численное игроков у них сейчас на карте. Zero Ten придется выбивать втроем, сплита никакого не будет, они все через ДД плюс окно, осколочная граната прогрела вообще всех. И гранат еще очень много у Синерс.
Да посмотри на номер 2, это шок. Посмотри, где он находится. Он
да,
сейчас просто
то же
спину,
самое.
он сейчас спину начал грызть. -1. И все, и он еще и на верочку закрывается. Красава, красава, красава. Он тут 18, еще видит тень. Третий фраг, шок. 30 оформляет, 31 следом за ним. Браво, шок. Блин, на самом деле не повезло первому игроку, по-моему, АВН принимал. Он, если бы хотя бы одного убил, внимание, было бы попроще из-за Xbox своего АВП попадать. Синерс вот так просто легко и непринужденно запушили Б-базу.
Слушай, открой... Так, прости, что я перебил. Открой наш LTV Шакса.
Ага.
И посмотри, они же одно лицо вообще.
Попилано?
Да, да.
Да не, ну я знаю, как шок выглядит.
18-17. Команда Синерс в шаге от победы. Zero Tenacity в шаге от третьих допов.
Надеюсь, что мы увидим третьи допы.
Надо. Такое надо.
Это нам надо.
А когда они не видели-то, правильно?
Давно.
Давно не видели?
Видели, на самом деле, да, года 2.
Ну там с Фастером и они шарят. А, на Дасте. На Дасте может быть. Ноуфраг, халява. ДД прошил, вниманию забрал. Преимущество для команды заработал.
Тимка. Хорошая позиция, но фраг, кстати, погибнет. Не ожидал Ноуфраг такой позиции. Но фраг, кстати, нашел энтри. Как будто бы можно было подвыжить, но пошел и отдался. 4 ситуации. Будто бы соединиться с тиммейтами, там, да, какой-то шорт условно толпой доиграть. Но попытался он еще один фраг найти, его за это настиг. Симки. 4-4, бомба подбирается шоком. Перетягивается в сторону длины. Я так понимаю, длину будут заканчивать. 3 длина плюс 1 шорт. Оскар. У Оскара фулл граната. Он уже смачок какой-то зажимает. Посмотри, смог с 9 полетел. Скорее всего, в КТ. Оскар откидывает смог, да, своим тиммейтам? Да, именно в КТ. Глубокий такой смог. На самом деле, он так же, как и в CSGO, видимо, падает. Йофо! Убивает одного. Подключается Брут. Брут! Ай! Погиб. 2 в 2. Смог КТ есть. Еще и смог... Просвет подкинули. Симка пытается под ХЕ ревил распикать КТ. Но там еще один смог лежит. Молотов есть на элевейторе. Ситуация 2 в 2. И Синерс максимально близки к тому, чтобы выигрывать. Для себя.
Тут еще кроссфайр такой противный стоит. Бистик только что отвлекся, не успел проконтролировать выход с КТ. Сейчас могут его снайперу дать по щам. Снайпер спалился. Оскар должен умирать. Бистик 1 в 2. Ситуация на его позиции не читается. Но убивает первого, видит второго, перестреливает и его. Синерс выигрывают. Даст 2, друзья. Это первая победа команды. Синерс на Дасте втором. Единственная победа по факту. Это первый Даст, друзья. Первый Даст в CS2.
11 кэф, братан, 11 просто. Там кто-то, кстати, писал, что по фанчику косарь залил на кэф 7. Ну, день начался неплохо уже, я так полагаю, для парня этого.
Ну, по сути, так.
Поздравляем.
Да, на самом деле,
поздравляем.
Для нас с тобой тоже хорошо начался день. Первый Даст.
Начался день для нас неплохо. А я знаешь, что туда смотрю? Игра была такая заряженная, что хочется еще больше подзарядиться. Конечно же, я сделаю это. Торнадо Energy. Торнадо Energy. Разбуди свой торнадо. Тань, давай. Бамс. Вот до чего дошел прогресс. Пьем уже просто дома.
Мне лимонкейк, кстати, понравился вчера.
Да?
Прикольно, да.
Актив. Нормально заходит.
Ладно, друзья.
Классно время провели, на самом деле. Да, нас ожидает нюк. Поэтому
совсем скоро.
Далеко не расходимся, минуток 10 и стартуем нюк, выбор как раз таки уже Синерсов.
Вертел эту карту. И вот наступает момент, когда надо тащить. Но что-то пошло не так. Давай, пари! Пари? Точно, пари!
Какую жаркую игру мы наблюдаем! Вот это бросок!
Пари и тащи.
Разбуди свой торнадо.
Overpass has a lot to offer from both a playing and a viewing experience. I think Dust 2 is stale, nothing's changed about the map. I think that everybody dislikes it.
Достаточно примитивно раскидать мидл и выскочить.
Ебать, вы поняли? Я только сейчас понял.
Скинуть, блядь.
Это я.
Беги, блядь.
Бегу. Если я как-то окажусь позади тебя, я знаю, у меня клавиатура залагала.
A lot of it done. Rod spraying away a 2-for-1. Advantage is maintained here. Great positioning out from Leaf, and he even sprays through and continues. Grabs Shushan. Adam left alone the clutch. He's able to get the first. He jumps right into the first player. Bomb though dropped in the middle of the A bomb site. Gamer Legion